Halloween night. The wind felt wrong, like it had blown across a graveyard before it found me. At 8 o'clock, my phone buzzed. Aiden's name flashed on the screen. "Bro, you up for something wild tonight?" "What kind of wild?" I asked, half joking. "You know that old Riverside fairground outside town? They say the lights still come on after midnight." I laughed, but something cold crept down my spine. That place had been shut down 10 years ago, after the Ferris wheel collapse. An entire middle school class, gone. No one ever talked about it anymore. But Aiden's voice had that familiar thrill in it, the same tone he used when we snuck into the high school basement years ago. "Don't be a coward. It's me, Kyle, Jess, and that new camera guy Eli. We'll shoot some Halloween footage. Could go viral." By the time the last of the daylight slipped away, we stood at the gate. The sign was rusted, half the letters missing, only the word Dreamland still visible, swinging on one hinge. The fairground was swallowed in darkness, except for the carousel in the distance. It was slowly turning. "Probably the wind," Aiden muttered, but I could swear I heard laughter. Children's laughter. A thick chain sealed the entrance, padlocked with a block of rust. Kyle dug a screwdriver from his backpack and pried it open. As the lock fell, the metal sign above us scraped my shoulder. "No entry. Lights," Jess whispered, lifting her flashlight. The beam sliced through the dust like a blade. "I heard they still get power sometimes," Eli said, his voice even, camera already recording. "Makes better footage." "Where'd you hear that?" I asked. He didn't answer. He just pointed deeper into the park. "Listen." A faint melody rose from the dark. It sounded like an old music box, notes warped and uneven. Ding dong, ding dong. Somewhere in the rhythm, a giggle. Aiden grinned. "Let's check it out." We crunched over leaves and broken glass. The ticket booth sagged to one side, its window shattered. The Ferris wheel loomed ahead, a rusted skeleton against the sky. On a candy stand, cotton candy models had petrified, their pink fluff turned gray with mold, sweetness gone sour. "Don't touch that," I warned. "Relax," Kyle said, tapping the glass. It shattered with a soft chime. In the shards, I saw our reflections, 5 of us. Then, just for a blink, a 6th. A small head, pressed close behind Jess. When I looked again, it was gone. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah. Place just smells wrong." Eli's red camera light blinked alive. "Keep talking. Don't stop. Let's roll." The red light pulsed like a heartbeat. The carousel's roof sagged like rotting canvas. The horses' paint had cracked, their glass eyes glinting in our beams. One stared at me with something too close to life. "Who wants to start it up?" Aiden said. "I'll do it," Kyle said, reaching for the control box. "Wait," I grabbed his wrist. The switch was clean, warm, even not dusty. "Someone's been here," I whispered. "Yeah," Aiden smirked. "Us." He slammed the switch. Nothing happened. Then the music grew louder. Ding dong, ding dong. And beneath it, a child's voice counting softly. 1, 2, 3, 4. "You get that?" Aiden asked. "Got it," Eli murmured. "Keep going." The carousel lurched. One horse began to turn, slowly, creaking, groaning. Then another, a whisper grazed my ear. "For tokens. That's all it takes." I froze. "Did you hear that?" "Hear what?" Jess asked. Her eyes flickered behind the mask. "It's just wind." But the dust on her shoulders swirled upward, as if an unseen fingertip brushed past. A horse's belly had split open, exposing rags and ribbon where gears should be. I shined my light closer. On one of the ribbons, 6th grade room 3. "Don't," Eli said sharply. "We need to hit the Ferris wheel before midnight." "Why midnight?" I asked. He didn't answer. He only zoomed in. Through the lens, I saw a paper lantern flicker to life beyond the carousel. A smiling clown face painted across it. It was glowing. It shouldn't have been. It pulsed, like something breathing. 4 tokens, the voice repeated, soft and sweet. "That's all it takes." "Let's move," Aiden said, his laugh too thin. "We'll get the top shot from the wheel." As we walked away, the carousel kept spinning. Each time the music came around, it dipped in pitch, like something pressing a throat into the ground. Up close, The Ferris wheel towered like a broken rib cage. The wind rattled its frame. "Not a chance," I muttered. "Come on," Aiden grinned, lifting his phone. "We're live. Over 1,000 viewers already." Comments flew across his screen. "Climb it. Cowards. Midnight ghosts." My head spun. Not fear exactly, more like standing at the lip of something bottomless. "Who's first?" Kyle asked. "Jess and I," Aiden said, pulling her toward a car. "You guys follow. I'll stay below," Eli said. "Need the wide shot. When you reach the top, aim your flashlights down." The wheel groaned as it turned. Cars rose into the dark, swaying like teeth on a loose jaw. "You really staying down here?" I asked. He smiled without looking at me. "I'm not alone. You all are here." "That's not what I mean." He turned the camera toward me. "You know what really happened 10 years ago?" he asked. "Everyone knows the story," I said uneasily. "They didn't fall," he said. "It wasn't an accident." Static filled my ears. "Then what was it?" He adjusted focus, voice low. "It was a choice. Not one person's. Everyone's. A few adults just closed their eyes at the right time, and no one opened them again." I remembered the smudged handprints on the carousel controls. Too small for adults. "How do you know that?" He glanced up at the sky. "Because I was in 6th grade, room 3. The air left my lungs." "You're 30, he smiled. "Alive, yeah? Dead, still 10. The Ferris wheel creaked to its peak. Aiden and Jess waved their lights down like pale fish swimming in the dark. Kyle hung from the next car, grinning like a man on a dare. Eli raised his camera. "Now, look this way." The beams hit his face. The harsh light shattered his features' eyes like two hollow sockets, shadow cutting deep. "Say what you need to say," he whispered. "Let's just go home," I said. "We have enough footage." He shook his head. "Not yet. Not nearly." He pressed something in his hand. The Ferris wheel stopped. "Eli, what the hell?" Every bulb in the park flickered alive. Neon bled up through the ground like veins filled with light. The cotton candy stand, the game booths, the pirate ship hall glowing, all humming. Dozens of songs blared at once, melodies crashing into each other, until it felt like the air itself was screaming. "You wired this place," Aiden yelled from above. Eli looked up. "Don't be scared. You're just visitors." "What are you?" I shouted. He didn't answer. His gaze drifted toward the carousel. Footsteps echoed soft, synchronized. Children's feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. "Get down," I yelled. Aiden tried the door. "It's jammed." "Don't," Eli snapped. "If you move, the mirrors will split you." "The what?" He led us toward a low building with flickering lights. Hall of mirrors. "You first," he said. "You're out of your mind," I hissed. "What is this really about?" "I brought you here to let them be seen," he said quietly. "Those kids, they were stuffed inside the rides. The horses. The walls. Every Halloween they wake up for a while, but no one comes. You came so they can leave." "Leave how?" "By trading places." One for one, he looked almost sorry. "Anyone who still looks like them." "Like what?" "Like someone who always follows." Inside, the mirrors glowed faintly blue. Our reflections multiplied dozens, hundreds. Each version of us breathed in sync, fogging the glass. Some of them didn't blink. "Stay close," Eli said. We moved through the maze, reflections folding and unfolding like waves. Footsteps behind us, then glass breaking. "Kyle," I called. No answer. "Jess." Only the faint whisper of cloth on glass. By the time we found the exit, it was just me and Eli. He pointed to a cracked door, marked staff only. "Through there," he said. "You'll understand." The hallway smelled of rust and damp concrete. A torn safety poster read, "Never exceed ride capacity." Someone had drawn a crooked smiley face beneath. "There's a monitor room ahead," Eli said. "You'll see it yourself." "What about you?" "I'll bring the others." Inside, a dozen screens glowed, snow static clearing as I stepped closer. Each showed a part of the fairground Ferris wheel, carousel, pirate ship, haunted house. The colors were washed, like footage drowned in water. Aiden and Jess still trapped up high, waving frantically. Kyle on the pirate ship, swaying like he was keeping time with some unseen rhythm. One screen was different. A steel door at the end of a stairwell, marked danger keep closed. I hit rewind. The images flickered backward. 10 years ago, a sunny afternoon, kids in school uniforms, eating cotton candy, waving balloons. A boy in a red scarf climbed the Ferris wheel gate for a photo. A girl dropped coins into the control box, giggling. Then adults entered, managers, guards, men in suits. They packed the cars too full, shut the doors, laughing. The cameras tilted upward, avoiding the ground. Only blue sky filled the frame. That's what you meant by closing their eyes, I said hoarsely. Not closing, Eli's voice said behind me. Keeping them closed. He stood in the doorway. The blue light from the maze flickered on his skin like water. White powder dusted his collar shock maybe, or something like it. What do you want from us? I want you to look, he said, and then choose. Choose what? He tapped his chest. You, no. It hit me then. The follower, Aiden chasing views, Jess following him, Kyle doing whatever, gets a thrill. And me, always walking behind, agreeing, saying sure, saying whatever. I'd never chosen anything. You've got the wrong guy, I said. He smiled sadly. You're exactly the guy. You always stand in the middle of the group photo, the side of the line, nodding along. You call it careful, but it's fear. Shut up. You don't know me. I know you can open a door. When we stepped outside, every light in the park was on again. Rows of bulbs arched overhead, forming a tunnel of trembling light. From the carousel came the sound of marching feet, tiny, steady, countless. Children, dozens of them, filed out of the shadows. They wore old-school clothes, hair ribbons, scuffed shoes. Their faces were pale and still, like they'd forgotten how to breathe. They surrounded us. Aiden's voice cracked. Hey guys, hey, welcome to the stream. The phone in his hand glowed bright. Chat messages screamed across it. This is insane. Those kids look real. WTF. One boy stepped forward, looking up at him. I'm Ryan, he said softly. You're Aiden, right? Aiden nodded, trembling. We bought tickets, the boy said. We just want to ride again. He held out his palm. 4 tarnished tokens gleamed there. 4's enough. Don't, please, I whispered. That thing eats people. Ryan smiled gently. It eats because people feed it. He turned away. The others followed. Their small shoes tapped in perfect rhythm, heading for the Ferris wheel. Stop them, Jess screamed, reaching for Ryan's shoulder. Her hand went through him like smoke. You can't see us, he said, but you can see what we carry. He lifted the tokens higher. 4's enough. Eli stood in the middle of the path, camera aimed straight at me. So? He asked quietly. Who do you choose? I'll go, I said. Go where? Wherever they went. He tilted his head. You sure? Yeah, I'll take their place. He smiled faintly. Then open your door. It was at the end of the service tunnel, just like in the footage. The handle was warm. Let me go with you, Jess said behind me. No, you stay topside. Keep them from riding. Kyle jogged up, greasy and pale. I'll cut the power. Don't bother, Eli said calmly. The park runs on something else now. The stairwell smelled like wet earth and rust. At the bottom sat the power room, 2 rows of black switch levers, like jaws waiting to bite. I reached out. Don't, a boy's whisper said. I froze. Who's there? Don't touch the power, he said. It's not the power that matters. Then what? The key? What key? The one that locks the carousel, he said. We tried to find it 10 years ago. Now you have it. I don't. You do. All of you do. Give it to us. Then I understood. The 4 tokens. The trade. I'll give it, I said. How? Open your door, he whispered again. The one you keep shut. I took a breath. Inside me, I felt it. That old, invisible door. The one I never opened when I should have spoken. Stepped up. Told the truth. The loose light rig during school play. Saw it. Said nothing. The coworker taking credit. I laughed it off. The friend drunk behind the wheel. I let him go. Always follow. Never stop. Open, I said aloud. Something clicked inside my chest. Like a lock undone, cold air rushed through me, and for the first time, I could breathe. The gauges on the wall flickered green. The hum of the park steadied. "Thank you," the boy whispered. "We'll just take one ride. You stay here. You're the one who stays." I realized what staying meant. Not death exactly, guardianship. Someone had to keep the door open until morning. Until the wind changed. "For how long?" I asked. "Depends how tight you shut it again," he said. Aiden's voice echoed faintly from above. Panicked. "They're boarding the wheel." "I can't stop them. It's fine," I whispered. "They'll come down. How do you know?" I didn't. But I pressed my hand to the cold steel box, holding it there. Eli's voice crackled over the radio. "Good work. Now look up." I did. Through the stairwell window, I saw snow falling, no confetti. White and silver, fluttering like cheap fairy tale blessings. "Come down," he called softly to the sky. The Ferris wheel turned once, twice. The children climbed out, one by one. Their shoes clicked neatly on the metal, like raindrops. Ryan waved from the carousel. "You can see us now," he said. "Thank you." "Are you free?" I asked. He smiled. "Not yet, we're just playing." They climbed onto the carousel horses. The platform spun gently, the music slower, warmer. For the first time, it sounded like a heartbeat. By a little after 4, the lights receded like tide. Dark folded back over everything. Kyle returned from the pirate ship, hands greasy black. Couldn't pull a single breaker, felt welded. Jess rubbed her eyes bare. Her mask hung from one ear like a torn ribbon. A little girl behind Mishi. She put a scarf on my shoulders. I could feel it. Then it wasn't there. "It's cold for them," I said. "This wind." Aiden stared at me, something brittle in his face. The live stream had gone dead a long time ago. He slid the phone into his pocket like he was burying something. "Let's go," he said finally. "You go," I said. They stared. "I'm staying till daylight." "Are you out of your mind?" Jess's voice shot high. "Alone. Here." "I'm not alone," I said, glancing toward the carousel. "They're here." Aiden worked his jaw, then nodded once. He pressed the screwdriver into my palm, the one that popped the chain. "If anything, call me." "Won't go through," Eli said, appearing at the tunnel mouth with the camera hugged to his chest like a child. "Signal belongs to them till sunrise." "You? Are you leaving?" I asked. He shook his head. "I've always been here." He turned toward the carousel. No lights now, only a thin outline of him, like the moon sketched him in graphite. His shadows slid into the smaller shadows until I couldn't tell one from the other. "Go," he said over his shoulder. "Wind's about to change." They left. Somewhere up the path, the gate groaned and sealed itself with a soft click. I sat at the stairhead with the screwdriver in my lap. Dark rose around me like tide over my knees, my chest. Above, the carousel's song thinned, turned into a breath, then a memory. Time moved like slow water. Eventually, gray seeped into the doorway, kind of light that doesn't wake anyone. I stood, dusted grit from my jeans, climbed. Morning laid the fairground out flat as an old photograph. The carousel horses stared with their dull glass eyes. On the ground by the platform lay 4 tokens, half a candy wrapper, and a pink hair clip shaped like a star. The tokens were worn smooth, like they'd been thumbed for years. The wrapper read strawberry and faded red. "Thank you," I said to the empty air. The wind shifted, light as a nod. We didn't call the police. Not because we were scared, because I knew the report. Urban legend. Trespassing. No actionable leads. A fresh coat of paint. Aiden deleted the live. He got quieter after that. Sometimes, mid-shoot, he'd stop and ask, "Is this the right thing to do?" Half the time, he turned the camera off. Jess started volunteering at night in a grocery store. Sometimes she texted me at 2 a.m. "Is the wind rough where you are?" Kyle took a job repairing engines. "Feels better to have grease on my hands," he said, "than glass in my head." Every year, a week before Halloween, I drive out on Route 19 and park by the hill. The gate is always locked with a new padlock on the same old chain. Wind's wrong, I tell myself. Next year. Sometimes I dream the procession. Small shoes in a neat line. Paper and glass and candy foil underfoot. Eli walking last, lens cap off. looking back with light in his eyes. Not morning light. The warm pinprick fire inside a carousel bowl. I know I opened that door. I know it won't stay open on its own. It drifts shut when I'm lazy. It bars itself when I'm scared. I have to lean on it, hold it, until someone else puts their palm there. That someone won't have to be Aiden, or Jess, or Kyle. It could be anyone who speaks when silence is easy, who stops when momentum is cruel. Anyone as stubborn as the kids no one saw. Tonight is Halloween again. Wind cuts along the edge of town, smelling like pumpkin candy. I walk up the dirt rise and look across the fence. The gate is dark, in my pocket for tokens. I kept last year's. I close my fist around them. The wind holds its breath for one beat. The whole fairground listening. From the carousel's direction comes the softest sound. Click. I smile. I'm here, I tell the dark. The dark doesn't answer. It doesn't have to. It heard me.